Hey everybody, hope you're doing well today. This is just intended to be a short kind of a discussion video for what you could possibly do for your term projects, because that is something which can cause students a lot of stress, I've found, without a whole lot of direction or suggestions. Just as full disclosure, if you've never had me for a class before, the way I tend to do my term projects is that it's open-ended and it's completely up to the student what they want to do. Now, the reason why I do this is that I find you tend to get more invested and interested in working on a project rather than me just telling you, do this and you've satisfied my requirements. I want you to actually do something you're interested in and something that you can be proud of to show off to, say, potential employers, or who knows, maybe to your manager to get a raise saying, hey, here's all the cool things that I did in class. But basically, the idea is when we get to the term project point in the semester, you're going to propose an idea to me. And I'm going to tell you, yes, this is a great idea, go for it. Or I'm going to tell you, yes, this is a great idea, but you probably need to scope it a little bit. And that's either going to be you add more or you take something away from it. Basically, my role here is to make sure that what you come up with is attainable within the constraints of our class time and with the technologies. So for this class in particular, you'll be developing some kind of a cloud application, hence the title. But what I'm really looking for is something that is demonstrating your knowledge of all these technologies that you've been learning. So, for instance, we'll be talking about cloud functions, we'll be talking about Firebase, we'll be talking about BigQuery, machine learning, VPC networks, storage. I mean, there are so many different technologies out there. And one of your first assignments is actually going to be going through the list of products and talking about some of them so you can kind of get a feel for what is out there. And one thing to kind of keep in mind is this list is constantly evolving. So what you might discover now, there's a chance they add something new by the end of the semester. That's how quick some of these technologies can be. So what I would like you to start thinking about is what you would really like to work on, what you're passionate about. Are you interested in video game development? Are you interested in app or web development? Are you interested in doing pattern recognition or machine learning? Right? What are some of the ideas that interest you that you would be excited to work on, even for fun outside of class? That's kind of where I would kind of start thinking about something like this. Um, I always found when I was an undergrad and a grad student, if I had a project that I was interested in working on, I always tended to have a lot more fun working on it. Obviously, it's for a grade, right? But if you actually enjoy working on it, there's a really good chance your outcome is a lot better than a typical class project. So that's going to be kind of the mind space that I'm expecting you to be in for this project in and of itself. So while you're thinking about that, and as you start investigating these different technologies that are now available to you, start thinking about how you could incorporate them. If you are into video game design or video game development, you could start thinking about, hey, we could use Firebase to authenticate our users. We could use cloud functions to do a quick physics-based calculation and return something. We could do load balancing across server instances, right? These things can creep into your projects pretty seamlessly. You can use machine learning techniques. There are lots of different technologies that are within the Google Cloud Platform that you can use for doing pattern recognition of images or doing image classification or text classification. Basically, there's a lot of things out there. It's going to be, honestly, I feel pretty easy to incorporate them. The trick is going to be picking that project. So to kind of give you an example of what some other students have worked on in the past, I've had students that have worked on, say, image processing applications for translating images. So basically, how do we take a picture of something and automatically translate the text? Or I've had another student work on a quiz application where basically it was to, take some of these technologies and generate quizzes for students or employees to take to ensure that they know how something is working. Now, a quiz application might seem trivial, but if you start bringing in, again, virtual machines, load balancing, cloud functions, all these different things out there, it quickly becomes complicated. I had another student where the goal was to basically develop a mobile application for alternative communication methods. So basically for people with disabilities who need help communicating. This actually spun off into a master's project, which was quite interesting as well. Basically, there are a lot of ideas out there you could kind of explore, pick something interesting to you, and talk to me about it, and I can help you refine those ideas. So, other than that, if you have any questions, if you want to talk more, if you already have an idea, or if you're completely lost, please feel free to message me, email me, schedule an appointment, and we will kind of go through what you're thinking about. And again, when you see this video, you're not going to have to have the answer right away. This is one of the first videos that are going to be in the playlist, and I want you to basically start thinking about it sooner rather than later. But at some point early in the semester, I'm going to start asking you for decisions and for deliverables on this term project. So basically, start thinking about it. And if it's any consideration, all my other classes get this warning on day one as well. So have a good day. I will see you in the next video.